My name is Jaclynn Reed, and I am from Ash Grove, Missouri. I am third generation Reed to grow up in this wonderful town in Greene County, Missouri. Ash Grove is home of the ash tree and known for the Nathaniel Boone Homestead State Historical Site. Nathaniel Boone was a genuine Missouri icon, a hunter, a soldier, and a surveyor as well as a businessman. Boone carried his father's name. He was the youngest son of Daniel Boone. Deep in the heart of Missouri wilderness, the Nathan Boone Homestead Historical State Site is preserved in a way to go relive the early 1830s. As a guest, you are able to explore his home and his cemeteries associated with his time and his unique culture, and learn about Nathan and Daniel Boone, one of very few early families that would go on to define early Missouri. In 1781, Nathan Boone was born in Kentucky, the youngest son of Daniel Boone. Boone grew up to be similar to his famous father in character, temperament, and achievement. During his life, Boone spent time, much as his father had, pursuing the frontier of careers of surveying, trapping, hunting, and a soldier. In 1805, with his brother Daniel Morgan, he opened the salt-making business that would immortalize the Boone name in mid-Missouri. Through his extent as a frontier entrepreneur was short-lived. The location of his salt works near Booneville would be known as Boone's Lick for years to come. The Boone's Lick Road, on which the brothers moved their supplies and finished product, would become a major thoroughfare in early Missouri. However, giving up the salt business for a career in surveying, Boone helped lay some of Missouri's first roadways. Boone also took a turn at politics as a member of the first Constitutional Convention for Missouri in 1820. However, it is his life as a soldier for which he is best known in our homeland. As a captain of the Missouri Rangers during the War of 1812, Boone established himself as a capable leader and demonstrated abilities quite equal to his legendary father. In 1833, he was made a captain of the Dragoons, a military regiment at this time, and was stationed in Fort Gibson in Oklahoma. He was assigned the task of surveying the boundaries between the Creek and the Cherokee Indian nations. 10 years later, he conducted an expedition into the unsettled area of what now is Oklahoma and Kansas. On February 16, 1847, Boone was made major of the 1st Dragoons. He was given a commission as lieutenant colonel of the 2nd Dragoons. He resigned from military service on July 15, 1853, due to his failing health. As early as 1834, Boone's sons James, Benjamin Howard, and John Coulter were acquiring land which to build the family home near what is now Ash Grove. Boone and his wife Olive left their stone mansion from Defiance, Missouri in 1837 and moved to Ash Grove in their newly built home, where Boone lived until his death of 1856. This house is now the center of the Nathan Boone Homestead State Historical Site. Nathan and Olive are buried there in their family cemetery. The house of the Boones built began as a double pen log cabin with an open dog trot through the center. It was a story and a half with a sleeping loft on the 2nd floor. It was built primarily of locally harvested ash trees, walnut, and used for the sills and much of the trim work. As time went on, the cabin evolved, with the dog trot being closed and the exterior being covered in walnut weatherboarding. The interior was finished with plaster and lath. During its evolution from cabin to house, many repairs and improvements were made to update and modernize it. The Boone family home was lived in until the early 1960s. However, in addition to the family cemetery, there are slave graves on the property. The Boone's family slaves were instrumental and very important to the operation of the homestead and all of the Boone's agricultural pursuits. Many of the former slaves continued to live on and near the homestead properties after and during the Civil War. Of the numerous headstones, to date 2 have been found with names inscribed on them that were slaves. With planned landscape restoration and the absence of modern intrusions, the view from the house will be significantly different. Will not be significantly different when the Boone family settled here. Prairie grasslands with large areas of open limestone glades surrounded the house. The woodland areas consisted of large groves of ash, walnut, and oak trees broken by glades of limestone outcroppings. The historic site consists of the cabin, remnants of outbuildings, the family, and the slave cemeteries, 370 acres of the original Boone homestead. This site is currently open and has a small picnic area, grills, hiking trails, and accessible restrooms with running water if you were to visit. With this historic site in our hometown, it has created businesses, bonds, friendships, and lasting memories. Every year, we have a town festival in celebration of the Nathaniel Boone Days. My family, too, plays their part with always carrying the mayor in the parade in one of our horse-drawn carriages. We always give rides at the festival all weekend for those who come out to celebrate. And two, the property that my family owns and that I reside on to this current day was owned by the grandson of Nathan Boone. It was owned by John. Originally, we had a historic 2-story log cabin on our property. However, unfortunately, after trying to restore the family cabin, we ended up having to demolish it because it just did not go as planned. It was not in our favor. Our barn, however, is 125 years old and still has the original frame built by the grandson. The Boones play a part in everyone's life. However, in this small town, some more than others, but the Boones shaped Ash Grove into a town we are all proud to be a part of.